Network Entertainment.
And welcome to my podcast, the RJ Ledesma Podcast. In my podcast, I like to speak to business owners, entrepreneurs, and leaders to learn more about how they think about doing business, what are their success secrets, and can we replicate that in our own businesses. And in this podcast, I am very, very happy because I'm going to speak to one of the institutions in the wedding industry. And also, of course, a very, very good friend. I've been hosting weddings for many, many years, and she has been my trusted partner in doing weddings. And aside from that one, she runs one of the biggest bridal fairs here in the Philippines. Can I please welcome my very good friend, Kuchi Zadaryaga of Getting Married in the Philippines, wedding coordinators, and Getting Married in the Philippines Bridal Fair. Kuchi, welcome to the RJ Ledesma Podcast.
Thank you so much, RJ, and thank you for that introduction. Technically, that's Getting Married Wedding Coordinators and Event Planners, and I also represent Getting Married Bridal Fair.
Wow, fantastic.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more. The event coordinator portion, we can understand that one, but the bridal fair, tell us a bit more about what the bridal fair is about.
Well, the bridal fair is technically a platform for all wedding suppliers, soon to weds, and everyone else welcome, to visit the fair. Basically, we are having this every 4 times in a year.
Yes, that's right.
The biggest one is January, and then we also have the May, the July, and the November. So we offer the space in SMX Convention Center to anyone who would like to market, their products, services, and skills. Basically concentrating on the wedding events, no? But lately, that's also evolved with other suppliers who also double into debuts, corporate events, no? So it has become a mixed-use thing already, but still basically focus on weddings.
But it's actually become, your bridal fair has become a launch platform for many different people who've grown in the industry. I participate every time in January, always great results. Tell us a bit more about who's become very successful from joining your bridal fair.
Well, yun yung nakakatuwa, RJ, because as I mentioned before, the bridal fair is a mixed combination of those who have been in the industry for so long, those who are also just starting up, and they all merge together in under one roof. And, for those who have been in the industry for long, they actually, I feel like they do it for marketing purposes, just so they keep up with the trend, being seen, being able to connect to people more, because they're opening, some couples would say, oh, matatagal na sila sa industry, maybe they're so snobbish, but there they really get to reach out and talk to them personally.
I see.
Then for the startups naman, those who are like yung sinasabi nating newbies, yun yung nakakatuwa na part, because I feel like may purpose talaga yung bridal fair to elevate a business in such a way na biglang it's an unknown name and suddenly boom, they're suddenly popular because of the bridal fair.
That's right, because sometimes it's so experiential. These products, it can be scents,
Yes.
it can be customized invitations or jewelry.
Yeah, ang dami. The food carts alone,
Yes,
for
yes.
cocktails.
That's right.
Amazing. Like maybe I have probably about more than 50 different kinds of food carts available during the last bridal fair. And nakakatuwa because you see how creative people are in this industry. They think of something new, something to offer. So that's the reason why brides now are super overwhelmed with
I know. They've got so much information. I recall when we started off,
overload.
it's an info overload. It's great, but then I notice nowadays, from what I see online, they're more stressed than brides were before coming to
Yeah.
the wedding because there's more considerations they
So
have
many
in mind.
choices,
So many choices.
decisions to make.
That's right.
And the budget, it's like they're already out of budget. They still
Yes.
want this and that,
Oh.
So sometimes hindi na talaga na-follow yung budget na yan.
Wow, fantastic! And we're going to get more a bit into that about bridal fairs, about being wedding suppliers, and everything in just a bit. But what I want to focus on at the very start is, with the podcast, it's really about entrepreneurship. And the thing about entrepreneurship is there's different types of entrepreneurs, right? There are people whose capital is maybe they invest in machines or in land, but
Yeah.
you've invested in what I call, just like myself, it's laway and service that you've actually
Yeah.
done at the very start, and your service is tried and tested over so many different years. Help me better understand. When people say, you are a coordinator, what exactly does that entail?
Well, coordinating technically is, as the word itself, coordinating with the different elements that surrounds a wedding, meaning the couple themselves, the family of the couples involved, the suppliers involved, and even on the event day, the whole dynamics of it that we work on. So as a coordinator, you have to really orchestrate the entire thing, because even though you're working with professionals, they still look for somebody who is the team leader for the day, and they all look at us, no? So the coordinator role is simply not just really coordinating, but really leading, guiding everyone, the whole process of it until execution day. So it's really a very mabigat kind of role, especially when you're talking of millions of money spent in a wedding.
That's right. Oo.
Then you have to make sure that you deliver the entire thing as flawlessly as possible.
No. Sometimes I mean, even in the past, there were still times where people say, "Oh, we can handle it ourselves." I mean, what? I hope you don't mind when we ask.
Do it yourself.
What's the DIY weddings?
Yeah.
What's the value added for a wedding coordinator?
Well, totoo naman yung sinabi mo, RJ. Nung araw, siguro yung mga panahon namin, wala talagang coordinator.
Oo.
It was basically only for the super alta. Sila lang yung may mga coordinator. But then, back in the 80s, hindi talaga siya uso. Then 90s, nag-emerge na yung industry. Then, this is where nakita yung difference. Kasi before, when you do it yourself, everything, it becomes so stressful talaga for the bride. But since dumating na yung mga coordinator, na-realize nila na they get to enjoy the day, for their wedding. Remember everything, every moment, because hindi sila parang stressed out on a lot of details being asked on the day. And also, even yung going back to the planning process, noong araw kasi, simple lang. There were very, very few suppliers. There is no social media. But right now, since there's a lot of things to choose from, brides really need the guidance, because saan ba pupunta yung allocation ng budget nila with their preference, no? And they sometimes get confused, and sometimes there's an overlapping of service.
I understand.
So nakakatipid sila, honestly kung maayos yung coordinator na kausap nila or yung planner. Feeling ko mas value for money lahat yung
I see.
ma-handle ng wedding nila.
Ano parang mga hidden costs of not getting a coordinator? What happens or not getting the correct coordinator? Sometimes they overspend or they get the wrong supplier.
Well, not for anything, no, because transparency is so important when you deliver a proposal to a client, no. And it's so important that you get the right coordinator who is trustworthy, reliable, so that, at the end of the day, when you look at your wedding, it was talagang created in such a way na customized for the client, no? Because sometimes when you get a coordinator, just in the mind lang nila na baka mamaya hindi right fit yung binibigay na supplier, that can create problems, no? So I really encourage couples talaga na talk to your supplier and feel if you have the right fit with them.
I see. So it's not oftentimes the wrong supplier, but rather not the right fit supplier.
Yes, mostly like not the right fit.
I see.
Kasi lahat ng suppliers have something to offer. I just feel that brides, in a way talaga, yun yung difficult part sa kanila. Minsan meron silang dilemma on who to choose, no? So, actually, RJ, swerte nga sila because nung araw, wala kaming reference. But now, SOCMED is just, just looking at it, no? If ito ba, kunyari, photographer, nakita mo na kung paano siya mag-edit ng photo, and the colors are on the vibrant side, it's it's happy colors. And you compare it to the other photographer who's more on the muted, more on the neutral. So sa sarili mo pa lang, you already can assess like where are you like happier seeing it. So malaking factor honestly ang success ng isang wedding. Depende rin doon sa nagiging decision ng couple.
I see.
Yeah.
And then also from what I know from the industry as well, they're also choosing. Many couples are also choosing. Should I get somebody who is when it comes to coordination? Should I just get on the day, or what they call full coordination? Can you explain? I guess for those who might understand, explain both and what are the pros and cons? I guess for both.
Well, ako kasi, yung process ko, RJ, whenever I talk to a couple, I assess first, ano ba yung kaya nilang gawin? I really get to know them muna in a way, how busy they are they capable of being hands-on? Because technically, if they feel like they can do it on their own, then that's the on-the-day coordination. Meaning, we enter the picture near the date, maybe 2 months before the date, and then we start taking over whatever they have already booked. So basically, done na sila eh.
So in other words, they've already chosen their own suppliers, and they just passing it on to you.
They will just endorse it to us. The full package is for those couple who are mostly based abroad, or those who are very busy, like maybe they're taking exams or doctor sila, things like that. They need parang a secretariat in the middle of everything who would process things from them end to end. From the time they need to book a church venue down to maybe booking their giveaways, we're there to help support and guide them and streamline things for them. And that starts as soon as a couple is booked, usually like even a year in advance or a year and a half. Turnover is for the hesitant couple. They are the couple thinking that, we can do it on our own. We choose who we want. We don't need your help. But somewhere along the road, midway part, they feel that they cannot do the detailing part, meaning talking to the suppliers, going to the details of the layout, maybe completing the rest. That's where the turnover comes in. Usually, it's like 6 months before the date. So parang may major suppliers ka na na-book, pero wala ka pang host, wala ka pang musician, wala ka pang lights and sound, The technical stuff like LED wall, animation, they don't understand that. They feel like, oops, I think at this point, we want a coordinator or a planner to enter the picture. So that's the turnover. So I have to determine ano muna yung kaya ng couple, because sometimes biglang ma-realize nila, oh wow, we don't want you to come in 2 months before. We want you earlier. So, and we have nothing. We're zero. They go full. Meron namang iba na parang sabihin nila, we've started on something already. We have the venue and the church, but we don't still want you to come in near the date. Can you come in earlier? So it's like the turnover.
I see.
Really depends on how I get to know the couple. I assess, So that's how we offer the services. Then let them decide.
And just like you said, sometimes may binabagayan. You get the right supplier for the right client.
Yes.
And as we know, like in your service and my service, there are many wedding hosts, there are many wedding coordinators out there.
Yeah.
What is I will maybe in a nice way, how do you examine, why should they go with getting married? What is the sort of like the difference that they have with getting married?
Well, one thing that we're very proud of in my company, Getting Married, is the consistency of our work. Well, not to but we've been in the business for 30 years already.
Hindi obvious naman eh.
Yeah. Sometimes nga, RJ, ayoko nang sabihin 30 years kasi parang, ano nang age ni Miss Gucci? Ganon. Parang, okay, wala na lang sabihan ng edad. But it's 30 years of work, 30 years of branding na inalagaan ko with reputation, being handled in such a way na wag tayong masisira sa mga tao, and syempre sa couples, yung sinasabi nating relationships na like with you, RJ, I'm so happy through the years I've been working with you, and I'm proud to say that you are one of those very stable supplier na I had the opportunity to have this kind of relationship, Hindi lang relationship sa suppliers, but relationship ko sa team ko, sa mga secretaries ko, yung may mga tauhan. Kasi for me, it's just not me doing the work eh. It's really the entire team. So I keep that relationship well. And of course, yung reliability. So parang tatlong R yun eh. Yung reputation, relationships, and reliability. Kasi yung reliability, yun yung branding ko. Because it's like being consistent in such a way na itatrust ka talaga ng couples. So for me, those are things that I really take care of.
Which I find very interesting. I mean, it's a career built over 30 years, and it's sort of something that you never expect to enter. I mean, you've never thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
never
30 years ago,
thought.
you never thought I'd become one of the premier wedding event coordinators. Like for
Yeah.
myself, I never realized that many years ago, after hosting my sister's wedding reception program.
And even your own wedding.
In my own wedding,
Oo.
diba? Medyo I was medyo lasing pa ako nung sister's because I was having a good time. And
Yes,
then
oo.
that led to my accidentally jumping into wedding hosting. What led you into becoming a wedding coordination planner? What were you doing before
Well,
wedding planning?
unang-una, para magtagal ka sa ganitong klaseng work, you really should be enjoying it first, no? Yung question mo kasi paano ako nagtagal?
Or paano ka nakapasok?
Paano
What-
ako
How did you start
nakapasok?
off in the? Were you what were you doing before you became a wedding planner?
Okay, so, going back, I graduated kasi St. Scholastica's College.
Kulasa ka pala.
Oo. Actually, business management yung pinag-graduatean ko na course. Pero unang course ko kasi is HRM, Hotel and Restaurant Management, because I really have been picturing myself as working in the hotel industry even nung young pa ako. Gusto ko lagi ako naka-aircon, gusto ko maganda lang ako, bihis ako. But the Aquino thing happened, there was a gulo in our government, and suddenly nag-shutdown ng mga hotels. And it was about the time na I'm nearing graduation na. So I have to shift to business management. But then, during the time of my Kulasa days, I was also doing activities for the school. Like, I was president of the business management club. I do concerts. I do fundraisings. I didn't know that those little things are like gonna be my foundation. So when I finally graduated, I didn't really went into events because at the time there's no industry. What happened is that I went into banking because management nga ako. And then after, I think, a year of working in a bank, my parents suddenly announced they're going to the US to establish another business in the US. And I have to take over our family business, which is an institutional bake shop. We technically do a lot of pastries, breads for supermarkets, no? So I have to suddenly take over and resign. Then, to cut the story short, I met Peter, and then
Who's your
my
now
husband, and
now?
I got married. Suddenly, from Bulacan, where I am, I was suddenly transferred to Manila. I stayed in Makati already because Peter is from Makati. So we stayed in his property, and he said, "Oh, you can continue your bake shop business in the building, in the ground floor." So I put that up, and then what happened is that it wasn't really making money because I didn't realize I have so many competition around me, the bigger ones, Goldilocks, Red Ribbon, they're all over. It was so hard to compete. And then suddenly as a point of like defeat, I told my husband, I think let's just have this property rented and I will think of another business I would like to do. So for a year, I was technically not doing anything. I was just going to the gym, it was like super floating. There's no purpose at all. Then out of the blue, a good friend of mine, he actually is a photographer, suddenly told me that, Huchi, you've been wasting your time not doing anything. Why don't you join me in this small fair in Rockwell? And you know how to do weddings because I've been hosting for my friends. Kasi wala akong ginagawa, so I volunteer myself to host, do the script, do the program flow. Nangingialam ako, RJ. For free lang yun, And then, kasi gusto ko lang talaga. Kasi dun college ko, ganun ako. And my mom, during childhood ko, has been training me also how to entertain people.
Mhm.
That's really my groundwork, no, my mom. So what happened is that as parang ito sa hobby, sabi ko, oh sige, tignan ko nga what's in that fair. For some reason, people who went to my booth, no, started to like really like talking to me, and they seemed interested. And then lo and behold, somebody started to book. And then from there, that's how it started na. I got caught
Wow.
by the bug. It was really not even intentional. It was just parang na-open lang yung window sa akin. And then when I realized, I'm good at it pala. Kasi nung bata ako, RJ, my mom is a president, and my dad is a president of so many associations. Knights of Columbus, Rotary,
Okay, mga
Soroptimis.
Rotary, oo.
Our home is like the designated party place.
I
Because we
see.
had a sprawling garden
Mhm, mhm.
outside. So nung bata ako, my mom would always tell me, is the food ready? Have you checked the sound system? Have you started welcoming the guests? For me, it was like second nature. Little did I know that those little things, yung pagiging Martha Stewart ng mami ko,
Mhm.
would pave the groundwork why I am like this.
I see.
Oo.
It's very nice because when as entrepreneurs listen to me, you never realize where your skill set comes
Yes,
from. You
oo.
don't realize that your previous experience that you don't think has any relation.
Minsan
Actually,
you take it for
you
granted.
take it for granted, but it's
Oo.
actually building you up to what you have here right now to develop that unique set of skills that you
Yes,
have. Like I
oo.
didn't realize that when my mom was sending me to do elocution contests when you were younger, extemporaneous
And
speaking
she was
contests.
very supportive.
Oh,
Oo.
she was pushing me, then made me work in my family business when I was sa video rental. All that
Yes.
really came into play in your
Yung
future
childhood
career. Oh.
talaga.
So,
That's why I also tell parents, no, don't spoil their kids. Make them work even at a young age. Kasi, these are like really the foundation. Kaya sabi nga nila, parang iba daw yung panahon natin yung ngayon. Sobrang pampered yung mga bata. But I still believe in making them learn talaga through hard work.
that's right. That's right.
Patience, perseverance, all these things factor when they work.
It's also, really, I think it's really exposing your kids at a very young age to the business. Whatever,
Yes.
just like for me, I bring along my kids if I do oculars for real estate, or I say to my daughter, you start your own podcast.
diba? Galing.
See how it's
Oo.
like, because they got to develop that mindset even
Yes.
when they're much,
Oo.
much younger.
Nag-umpisa, sa parents are talagang significant talaga.
That's right.
Oo.
That's right. So it started off that you had a small booth in Rockwell. People started hiring you to do events, and then it sort of grew from there. Is that right?
Yeah, it grew from there. So, nung nakaka 5 years na ako, parang kasi sabi ng mommy ko, ay hobby lang yan,
Oo.
parang sabi niya, it's a hard work ha, gumagano siya sa akin kasi she want me to continue the bake
bake
shop
shop, oo,
business.
oo.
She was not really pushing me at that point, no. But I'm thankful, my husband is very supportive. Sabi niya, if you're enjoying it, then just continue it. There were even moments when I felt like parang maiiyak na ako sa stress.
Oo.
Kasi ang hirap talaga when you're
there are points where
starting.
there's some points where you also wanted to quit, right? I'm sure. For many of us, we wanted to step out. But
Yeah.
was there a point like that? There was a
Well,
point like that
there
for
was
you?
one point that it happened kasi talagang pag nag-umpisa ka, RJ, medyo alam mo yung hot-headed ka, impatient ka, you feel like you need to perfect everything and you put so much pressure on yourself.
Oo.
What happens there is you get agitated and you look parang super stressed and you tend to like papaaway ka na sa supplier,
Oo,
no?
oo.
So that happened one wedding I had very earlier on in my career. I wanted to step out. I wanted to go home. I want to quit. And then, my husband is so funny. He told me, if you turn your back in that wedding, there is no turning back. Gumanon siya. And at the back of my mind, wait, I wanted a career of my own, and I wanted to establish myself. So parang when he said that, okay, parang nilunok ko yung pride ko and I returned to the wedding. And somehow, magically, nag-okay na kami nung mga supplier na nagkakagulo. Siguro I was probably in my third year lang
Wow.
at the time. So may ganun may mga ganun trigger. Pero ngayon, when people are telling me, when are you gonna retire, or when are you gonna stop doing wedding? Kasi ang tagal ko na daw. But I honestly feel na reaching this kind of level told me na I won't stop kasi hanggat kaya ko pa. Because for me, parang feeling ko, nilagay ako talaga dito eh. There is a purpose for me why I'm here.
Yes, yes.
So, right now, parang wala ako talaga sa mindset na, oh, when are you gonna stop? As long as I continue to be of help to people, for me, I'm gonna stay.
Wow. And you're really a lot of help for people right now, especially for those starting off their careers
Yes,
in the wedding
nag-evolve
institution.
na to
Yeah,
that
exactly.
portion.
Your rules
Oo.
evolved with regard to the bridal fair. And I'm going to get to that in just a bit. But what I want to know also here right now is, so maybe the third year when you decided not to quit and come back, it's like you chose to say, I'm going to stick this out
Yes.
in being a wedding planner and a wedding
Yeah.
coordinator. So the career kept on moving from there. What was at one point for you when you had that moment where you said, "Oh my gosh, I think I've made it." Parang like for me in business, sometimes it happens like when one time when I just realized the volume of people who are coming to my Mercato market, or when people
Yeah.
were using it. Pag Mercato tayo ginagawang verb. When was that point for you when you said, "Wow, sumikat na yung getting married"?
Well, I think in tandem with the Getting Married Bridal Fair, because I believe that it was also like a vehicle for me to get to be really known in the industry. So nung nararamdaman ko na nakakatulong na ako even sa mga industry people, I mean hindi lang ako parang as a business person na may mga couple akong ginagawa, parang biglang nag-evolve siya na even people looking for business and looking for an opportunity, natutulungan ko na. That was really a parang shining moment in me na yung purpose ko is to be able to do these things and do it well, and deliver, at the same time. And yung positivity na nakikreate nun, na nakakatulong ka, iba yun eh. Kasi it encouraged you to stay in the Philippines and not really go abroad and look for work kasi there is an opportunity here.
Yes.
So I believe that if in that small niche I created, I'm able to keep them, stay together with their families even while doing business. For me, that's a perfect thing, no?
Hey, whether it's a struggle you can't seem to get through or a dream that seems too daunting for you, this is Mirza Season telling you that you can do this. Let's figure it out or find someone who can. I'm a confidence coach and host, an ex-editor, ex-model, ex-20-something, ex-30-something, exactly who you need to help you navigate through life's ins and outs. What are you waiting for? Let's go! You can do this.
I love that because that's what I often tell people. Sometimes they no not much saying it's not bad to look abroad for
Yeah,
greener
not
pastures.
naman for anything, yeah.
But also when people see that there's a really great guy I spoke to before, Eric Teng
Yeah.
he was the former president of Restaurant PH, and
Yes.
he owns Mango Twins and other places. He said this is a great place to do business in the Philippines because when there's a lot of gulo or when
Yeah.
people don't see the when they put on their opportunity lens, there's so much that you can actually
Yes.
do here in the country.
Exactly, oo.
And that's what I see also. And you started with the Getting Married Bridal Fair. How exactly did you start it off? What was like I said, diba, in business, you're there to find an opportunity which nobody saw in the past or solve a problem which other
Yeah.
people didn't see. How did you come up with the bridal fair?
Well, it was the idea of my son, Patrick, He was telling me one time, he was saying, "Ma, why are you joining other bridal fairs when you can create your own?" He was actually gave the idea.
Very prophetic si Patrick.
Actually, and then at the time, I wasn't really so keen on it. Because I was just fully concentrating on the wedding coordinating thing. And then he said, you can start on your own because you have your own like a group, no, who will always support you. And true enough, it was somewhat like an open window again, because when I was looking for a place for the bridal fair, kasi sabi ko, okay, sige nga, let me try, but I have no venue. So the first place I looked into is Rockwell Tent. At the time, there's a small tent
I remember
besides
that time,
Rockwell.
yeah.
I inquired with the tent, and then they said there is an opening for me to do the bridal fair. But what happened is when I was already organizing it, suddenly they told me the bad news that they need to dismantle the place. So suddenly wala akong place, no? And then, out of the blue, my husband said, let's go to look around the area where we can probably have a fair. And then, we went to SM, Mall of Asia, at the time being built. And the convention center is very new. It's like only 3 months old. Alam mo, RJ, nag-walk-in lang ako, literally. Wala akong appointment. I just introduced myself as a wedding planner and I wanted to inquire on availing a space for a bridal fair. And surprise, because as I said nga, maintaining relationship, out of the blue, yung very good friend ko at the time who worked for Peninsula is suddenly working in SMX and she recognized me. And then, to make the story short, she introduced me already to the point persons who's doing marketing for the venue. And since I had good word from that friend of mine, suddenly they gave me a slot. I mean, super talagang lang talaga. It was like an open window.
Like
and
I
now
said,
wala ka ang hirap na mabook ng SMX.
Like I said, parang your network is your network. You never realize if you kept good relationships with people.
Yes.
Like for myself, diba? Like people move within that hospitality industry. So like say when I host in a new place, I still recognize people who also moved around in the industry as well.
True, oo.
So they recommend you.
Yeah,
They like
and
you.
when I look at people kasi RJ, it's always pantay-pantay, no? Walang mahirap, walang mayaman, it's always equal. And when I treat people equally, no, hindi porke yayamanin ka, ganitong mo, and then pag ganito mukhang budgeted ka lang, no. It's always fair, no, always equal. Even when I deal with workers, ganon. Kaya somehow, maybe, naniniwala ko sa good karma na I think yung ganong na relationship ko with her, it was able to open a door for me.
Wow.
So it was just really, it was so hard kasi at the time, SMX is such a new place, walang nakakaalam. It was a sugal to do a fair.
Yes.
But
Hindi ka ba natakot? I mean, I'm sure, because it's a different business model from what you're doing. It's totally different the way that you generate income. It's a totally different skill set that you need.
Different
diba?
skill set, no? So, but nakakatuwa kasing support. Maybe then yun na nga, yung relationships I built in the past during my work. Para kasi ako RJ, double personality. I am a soldier in the field. I get to connect to the supplier, and at the same time, as a business person, I do the bridal fair in a different way naman. Kasi it's like organizing things and creating that event for a lot of people. So that's why nakakatuwa na I'm actively in the field and at the same time I do the fair.
Wow, amazing. So, when you did the fair the first year, was it already successful from the very start? Or were there some hiccups along the way, then you learned along the way as well?
It wasn't successful at the onset because it was so funny. I in my mind, I was like thinking, let me do it February 14, araw ng puso.
Siyempre, walang pupunta kasi, I mean, it sounds good, right? But you realize people are on the
February
date.
14 na. I was thinking, siguro yung mga couples, no, maka-excited silang pumunta ng SMX, think of their wedding, no? Lo and behold, it's a wrong notion because they are busy
with their date, Valentine's date. Yeah,
Valentine's date. People were so busy left and right. Suppliers have gigs, and a lot of people are also busy. Nag-fail yun, walang masyadong tao dumating, And then somebody told me, why don't you try January? And hesitant pa ako, RJ, kasi sabi ko naman noon, what? Kakatapos lang ng Pasko, parang wala pang taong, or wala pang pera ang mga tao, parang gano'n. But then somebody, a lot of them propose during the
Christmas season.
During the Christmas season. And then January, gusto na nilang mag-plan, excited yung mga yan. O nga, no? That kind of stuck. And I said, sige, let's try the January. Yun yung unang-una.
Hindi ka ba na parang, hindi ka ba nung February 14, nung hindi naging successful, it didn't become a point for you? Because some people, when it happens to them, it was successful, they say, ayoko na, I failed. What kept you saying, I mean, you said, no, I'll try again.
Yeah.
What was that? Why did you do that?
Well, I tried again because nakita ko kasing support ng suppliers.
I see. Even if they participated and they didn't do too well, they said, I'll still support you.
Yes, oo. Super yun. As in for me, they feel like, kasi ang ganda ng SMX, ang ganda ng place.
I see.
The location is very strategic. And then, parang nandun ka na, kung bigla akong aalisin, hindi na ako makakabalik. alam mo, like what Peter said, there's always no turning back, once you decide on something. So I said, okay, kawawa naman tong mga supplier na nag-trust na sila, na I said kasi, uulit ako. So pinush ko, but changing the month to January. So sometimes talaga may such thing as right timing, no? At the right place.
And that's
May-
exactly what happened for you when it came
Yes.
to the Getting Married Bridal Fair. Now it's one of the biggest bridal fairs.
It's now 16 years.
16 years. Like, wow, 16 years na pala yung bridal fair
Yes,
natin.
oo, grabe. And you've
Wow.
been hosting it for me yearly. And
Thank you.
You're one of my lucky charms.
Thank you so much for the opportunity,
Yeah.
Kuchi. I really, really appreciate being part of that and getting to meet all the suppliers over the years.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk a bit more now to speak to, this, I feel that often the advocacy of the podcast is to also help future entrepreneurs. And when it comes to weddings, you've seen the different trends for wedding entrepreneurs. What advice can you give? Because you've seen so many suppliers.
Yeah. Oo.
How do you think that they can stand out in such a competitive wedding industry in different categories? What have you seen? Is there a common denominator for them to stand out?
Well, for me, no, if you're starting as an entrepreneur and you wanted to enter this business that's very emotional, very unpredictable in a way because clients can change their minds easily as what they've seen. There's a trend, no? Or maybe parang alam mo yon, hindi kasi pwedeng pumasok ka sa industry thinking about money lang, nakikita ka. This kind of industry comes with heart and passion, and at the same time professionalism, because this is a very serious event, no? It's a live event, one take lang, there's no repeat. So if you really want to open your business in the wedding industry, there is such a thing talaga as building your reputation as being reliable. So yung professionalism is very important. And very general yung word na professionalism, no? Pero yung pakikipag-contract mo or yung pakikipag-business mo with the couple, kailangan talaga you're very honest as a supplier or as a business person. Yung sinasabi nga nila ngayong term, yung walang budol involved, no? Kasi doon ka magtatagal. And yung word of mouth is super powerful actually, no? Kasi ang mga Pilipino, mahilig sa suki yan eh. Pag nakagawa ka ng isa and sobrang ganda ng service mo, for sure, next kins nila, pamilya nila, gagawin mo na yan.
That's right.
Sa'yo na lang
You've
yan.
had that. You've been kept in the family from debut to wedding to the different sisters. And,
Exactly. Hanggang ang birthday ng mga anak nila. Minsan magkakapatid, no? It's so true in that industry because talagang nakita nila na yung service mo has always been consistent. Medyo mahirap din i-keep up yung word na consistency, no? That's why I always tell entrepreneurs na wag silang very relaxed or wag silang pagka masyadong kampante because ang daming nangyayari and whatever mistake you've made, no, it should be like a learning process for you. You should grow from that. You should be able to elevate yourself and hindi ka yung parang nabibehind, no? Especially for photo video, I've seen a lot of photo video evolve, no, through the years. And ang gagaling kasi those who are able to keep up, nag-digitalize na, makita mo talaga yung creativeness nila, nakakahabol sila sa trend. And those are the ones that stayed on. Kasi minsan talaga, RJ, ang dami, lalo ngayon, Sokmed, nakaka-pressure talaga. So, that's another tip I think I wanna give entrepreneurs, yung being abreast with what's the latest. Kasi yung mga ngayon, Gen Z, pag hindi ka updated, hindi mo alam sinasabi nila, goodbye na.
That's right. That's right.
Hindi ka makakonect sa kanila eh. So, that's the reason why you have to be very resilient also.
I see. In the industry right now, are you seeing other opportunity areas for newer wedding supplier entrepreneurs to get into that right now you think it's still an opportunity area?
Alam mo, RJ, kasi yung part na yan, yung opportunity, magulat ka, meron na lang service na nanganganak na initially, luho lang, pero naging need na siya. Alam mo yung ganon? So, like for example, no, before, when you do weddings in a venue or in a hotel, um, ang caterer lang yung involved sa food, no? Pero nag-evolve kasi yung factor na ang tagal mag-open hall kasi yung couple wala pa, pero nandiyan na yung guests. The caterer cannot handle distributing food outside. So ngayon, dati hindi mo pinapansin yung mga food carts, no? Pero ngayon, ang dami ng coffee cart. And then, nag-evolve na, nagkaroon na ng mga dim sum stations. Kung ano-ano na, may fish and chips, There is even a booth of puro kakanin lang. Kumbaga, nag-e-evolve siya. So, another industry na na-notice ko is yung pag yung venue kailangan ng scenting, no? Minsan parang hindi mo naisip na, kailangan pa balang pabunguhin yung Technically, parang kaartihan na lang. Pero pagka musty yung smell talaga ng venue, yun, kailangan mo pala ng scenting. So, may ganun na rin ngayon na business, no? So, basta nag-e-evolve siya.
I've even seen that very recently that what's been evolving is they actually get content creators who can do on the day
Another-
content creation for
Yes,
couples,
that's
right?
that's another latest ngayon na service, no, na kinukuha ng ibang couple, yung content creator, kasi minsan yung may mga couple na masokmed sila and they want instantly real time ma-upload nila yung reels or images na nangyari ng event. Kasi syempre, pagka photo and video, sometimes yung final output nun would takes a bit of time because syempre, ayusin pa yan ng mga editor, i-color grade pa, i-render pa. Sa content creator kasi parang yung reels is instantaneous kasi these are short clips eh. So, minsan yung pressure sa amin doon for the event day is paano mo i-manage yung photo video din and at the same time content creator kasi nagsasabay yun. So yun, nasa role pa rin yan ng coordinator. Paano yung timeline for the day? Kasi nga may mga eksena na nangyayari
That's right.
you have to follow din kung ano yung wish ng couple na gusto namin meron eh. So yun idadagdag mo siya sa timeline.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Yeah,
So even
kaya
though
coordinator should be very
very
adjustable
adjustable.
talaga.
And at the same time, for many entrepreneurs, there's still so much opportunity areas to be had if you just think about it when it comes
Yes.
to being a supplier in the wedding industry here in the
Yes, kaya
country.
sobrang importante rin for coordinators. Paano mo ba sila ipa-plot lahat, yung in our work? Kasi sa dami nila, na kunyari boot na ang daming nilagay, magkakasya ba sa space? So that is where you actually also need to plan how you allocate the space for everyone. Para everybody happy. Kasi RJ, pinakamahirap sa lahat, yung nagsiset up ka, nagkakagulo sila. So those are things that tip ko din sa mga upcoming coordinators, no? Talagang you don't just really like look at the names of the suppliers per se, but look at the details required by each one and really look at it closely. Because minsan sometimes, nangyayari to hindi pala kasya yung kuryente.
Oh, wow.
Sa dami ng supplier na may dalang electrical load.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so pati yun, you have to compute.
And that's the benefit of having a supplier with experience, a wedding planner with experience.
Yes,
knows
oo,
what to do.
totoo naman talaga din.
Now, let's move on. I'm sure also there are many soon-to-be weds and, and it's an ever-evolving environment. I'm exposed to some Facebook groups and other groups where they say parang, should I have this? Should I do that? I mean, the questions popping up are things I'm very surprised with. It's all about the execution already.
Yeah.
And sometimes they lose sight of what's important in a wedding reception,
Yeah.
in a program. What are your tips naman that you have for couples getting married?
For couples who are very overwhelmed with looking at Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, simple lang talaga, RJ. When a couple is planning to get married, they have to just be true to themselves. Ano ba yung priorities nila, na goal nila for their wedding, because if sobrang daming elements na pumapasok, maguguluhan talaga yung mind nila if they keep on following trends. I have a bride na who went to all my fairs. She ended up booking 4 photo booths.
Wow.
Just because first fair she saw this booth, output ganito. Second second fair ko, she saw a photo booth na, uy, mas highly digitalized, binook niya din. So yun, nakakaaliw na sa sobrang dami niyang gusto, binook niya lahat. So minsan, you as a couple, you really have to sit down and talk about what are the things that makes you happy, what are the things that's important or significant to your life, and you want that to be seen in your wedding. Kasi ang dali lang talaga eh. If you're like a couple who likes being in nature, for example lang, you like the outdoors, then most likely a garden wedding would best suit you, or a garden atmosphere, you know. Kung medyo kayo yung parang medyo old school kayo, romantic kayo and all, then maybe parang a romantic Bridgerton type wedding na mala palasyo or very fairy tale-ish ang wedding ninyo. So, sila rin makaka-assess eh. So, just being true to themselves is so important because if you get influenced by these factors, it gets muddled up na. So, feeling ko mas magkakaroon din ng direction when you talk to your planner o on how you want it, mas madali rin silang maiintindihan ng suppliers. Because kami, we need to align eh with what the couple wants. Kaya minsan, doon very important magaling mag-orchestrate yung planner para at the end of the day, cohesive yung event at hindi yung parang chop suey.
Exactly,
Oo.
exactly. The planner is there to help filter and help the couple better understand how to be true to themselves. I think
Yeah.
that's important because there's so
Kailangan
many
mo ilabas yun sa couple.
there's so many influences, there's so much input coming in that you just have them say, okay, let's make it clearer for you.
Yes. At saka yung pros and cons. Yung sinabi mo kanina. Kasi kami rin yung nag-enlighten sa kanila.
That's right.
Yun ang mahirap, RJ, no? Yung what are the advantages, disadvantages. Minsan may couple na, ay bakit hindi na-alok yun sa amin? May ganun pala. Di sana may ganun ng wedding ko, di ba? Kaya minsan kami, as a planner, lahat ng pwede naming i-propose, the feeling namin magiging bagay sa nagiging gusto nilang theme or something na vibe, no, in their wedding, we propose. And it's so important that they get the big picture na meron silang choices and then na-streamline nila. Kasi na-represent mo siya ng maayos. Kumbaga, ang tawag na namin doon is managing their expectation din on the day.
That's right. Oh.
Para walang bulaga.
Yeah. Which is very important, managing the couple's expectations, which I
Yes.
often do when I also do my own planning with them as part of my job in helping them plan the
Yeah.
wedding reception program. I be mind me asking, we've worked together for so many years, Kuchi. You've become such an institution. We've worked well so much together. What do you think is my value added when I do wedding reception program
Well,
hosting?
yours kasi is like when you talk with couple, inaalam mo na kaagad kung ano yung gusto nilang vibe, and kadalasan meron ka kasing trademark na very spontaneous, very natural, and very connecting to the audience. And what I like about the way you host is how you are able to connect from the very beginning of the program to the end and make it like a holistic process. Hindi siya yung parang, how do I call it? Yung parang butas-butas or hapyaw-hapyaw. No eh. Your segments are connected to each other. Nagbi-build up siya towards the end to the after party. So, you feel like it's a whole experience. Hindi yung parang there's something missing. Parang may nawawala. Or parang may weird na bakit may pinasok na gano'n, no? Yung sa'yo, you make sure na natahi mo siya ng maayos. That's what's, I don't know if you notice it, but for me, for me it's so important that the MC is also leading that process kasi yung couple, natutulungan mo na ma-imagine nila na ito yung mangyayari and these are the things that we really want na yun na-share mo na sa kanila, it gives them the idea. And when they get excited about the program, di ba napapansin mo nag-i-input na rin sila?
Yes, exactly.
And that's where you draw it out.
That's right.
Yung na-excited na sila, biglang may gusto na silang indagdag.
Yes, exactly.
They
Exactly.
suddenly start getting creative about it.
Oo.
Nandun yung yung RJ, yung importante yung ganun yung parang na bibigyan mo sila ng inspiration na, oy, gandahan na natin tong wedding nyo. Kasi it's something that you share to the guests. Yun na yung makikita nila Hindi na alam ng guests yung hirap nila sa planning, no?
Exactly.
Pero yung day itself, pag yun yung na-execute ng tama, ang gandang ma-feel ng couple yung parang nag-enjoy yung mga guests nila and they remember your wedding.
I often tell people that a great wedding reception program comes with great planning for that wedding reception
Yes.
program.
Oo.
They would, if it's very smooth and people feel all these emotions, it's not because it was done by chance. It was done by design.
Yeah, and ang
Diba?
hirap ng role nyo Kasi on the day, kayo talaga yung nasa gitna.
Oo,
You're
exactly.
holding the mic,
And I appreciate because we've hosted some not just high profile weddings but even for the UP College of Medicine, that was something
Yeah,
for
recently.
me for the I mean I'm very thankful for the trust that you put into doing that one
Of
over
course,
there.
and RJ, when they told me na you did the UPMAS in previous years, no-brainer. I told them, then it should just be RJ again. Kasi the execution for an event, kasi UPMAS is not corporate, it's not wedding, it's something like a personal homecoming. It should be somebody na may alam na or may background na sa history ng UP Alumni Society, no? Medical Society. So, hindi nyo lang binabasa yung script, pero inaalam nyo talaga sino yung mga important tao na nandoon sa event na yon. Kaya it's so important talaga na nag-iisip din talaga yung host.
That's right. So I'm very, very thankful to have worked with you for so many years. Looking forward to doing many more hundreds of weddings together with you, Kuchi.
Yes, oo. No quitting.
No retiring.
Basta kaya natin,
Basta kaya.
RJ. Yeah.
I've learned so much, Kuchi, from this discussion. And, I know we can keep on going on and on. But as we start wrapping things up, and you're looking back at your very storied career, and let's say that you wanted to speak to your younger self many years ago, what are the three most important things that you want people to take away from everything that you've learned as a wedding planner, as a wedding fair organizer, and as an entrepreneur? What are the three most important things that you think people should know?
About me?
Well, rather about doing business and about
Okay.
life. Oo.
So, well, as I mentioned before, building your reputation, being reliable, to people, and nurturing your relationships with others. Those are, I think, key things that very important, when you start doing a business, whatever it may be.
That's right.
Whether it's wedding, whether it's food business, nagfa-factor talaga siya.
That's right. And for Kuchi, for future wedding suppliers and current wedding suppliers who want to become part of the bridal fair, how do they get in touch with you guys?
We do have a Facebook account and an Instagram account. It's super active. They can actually directly message there. They can also message me in my public Instagram, the Getting Married Philippines. And just, reach out, tell us about your service, and we're here to help, find a slot for them and be able to introduce it to the market.
And finally, for those couples who want to acquire services for their wedding reception program, how do they go about that?
A lot of them also email to our social media. In Facebook, that's Getting Married Wedding Coordinators and Event Planners. And in Instagram, it's Getting Married Philippines. And they can just also direct us, email us directly.
And with that, thank you so much, Kuchi, for being on the RJ Ledesma podcast. Really, really appreciate you.
Thank you,
so much for
RJ.
all the
Super
support
enjoyed.
over so many different years of doing this with you. I love working with you, and I love working together with our industry suppliers. Again, this
Yes.
has been RJ Ledesma. We will see you in the next RJ Ledesma podcast.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.